Before that, when women go to Africa, they sometimes go with quad or Yandy or.
Oh, we want to be messy. Let's talk about how you pay them people $2,500.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chun. I figured we just started off like this. Now, I usually don't listen to these anymore, these Messy Mondays or whatever, but I knew that they were going to have something they were talking about, the show, because I wanted to know what G said, and I wanted to know if that $2,500 was going to come up. Now, y'all know how I feel about Elaine, and Elaine is the dentist that plays on Married to Medicine. That is her name. But I will say this. One thing about me is when you're right, you're right. I was here for Elaine for this entire thing. Because this right here, when she said, you want to be messy, let's talk about you paying them people $2,500. He didn't want to get into that. But let's get into this live, honey, because there's a lot of things that are real questionable. Let's go.
I was disgusted. I was heartbroken for Candace. When Candace cried a real tear, right? And said, I have to defend myself because no one will be here defending me. Bitch, I lost it in my living room.
I don't mean this in a mean way. I mean this in a way that I'm watching it. This is hypocrisy, Carlos. For you to have so much energy for Candace and not for people on your own show, this is a little odd. You have to see the similarities right here. When you're saying that no one is there for Candace, and Mel said that she wanted to know when you all were going to show up for her. Let's keep going.
Because none of you women will fight for me. And I felt like Candace's whole moment on the show has been her fighting for her life. To be a part of these girls. And I was so disappointed in Giselle, who wasn't even there, to say I blame Wendy and Candace when Giselle, you were not even there.
Now, I do agree with Carlos wholeheartedly, right? Because I said in a previous video, Giselle has seen these tapes, right? And she was not there. But for her to put Wendy in it and then keep Wendy in it until Mia said Wendy didn't have anything to do with it. And he said, oh, I'm going to take Wendy out. That's how people get hurt, right? That's how people get in trouble when they don't need to be in trouble. Because she has such angst for these women, she just groups them together in anything that is negative. Let's keep going.
All of you women on that couch are raising your children to never depend on a man for money and to never depend on people to do things for them. So the fact that you weaponize the very thing that you're teaching your children not to do, and you set that girl up to feel so disregarded, makes me so upset for her.
Y'all, I had to make a cry angle. I can't believe Carlos is this upset about someone who he doesn't know, he's just interviewed, and he doesn't work with regularly. Disregard, that's the word you want to use, is disregard. Mel came on Carlos's podcast season 7. She was his first guest. And she told him on this podcast that she's thought about leaving. He was like, oh no. Why would she say that if she didn't feel a disregard? She told you on tour. She wanted to know when you were going to show up. And you sit on here and cry about Candace, who has a husband who supports her? Let's keep going.
And I remember all the girls pretty much said, we are Team Candy. You're not going to come on our show as an outsider trying to take down one of our. We may get into it, but no outsider is going to come on our platform and read one of the girls. And I wish that these girls could have said, Deborah, you don't belong here. You want a moment. We may not like each other all the time, but you're not going to come on our show and attack one of our own. That's what I would have hoped for.
This is not a male-driven post. But are we watching the same show? The example that he was talking about was when Christopher Williams' wife, when they were at that pajama party that Nene had, she had said something about Todd or whatever, and he said that the girls had rallied behind Kandi. They are Team Kandi, and it was like, you may come here and talk, we may talk about Kandi, but you can't. So he says that he wishes that Giselle and the girls would rally behind each other and not let Deborah come in and infiltrate what they have. You got a whole show of people infiltrating. Oh, let's keep going. I'm sorry, I forgot. He was so wrapped up into the Real Housewives of Potomac, he forgot about his own show premiering, Love and Marriage Huntsville. Elaine had to bring that up. Then we get into something else. Hold on.
But
Did you announce your show coming back out? Because I saw that. Can we talk about that?
Talk about what?
Huntsville, the new date for Huntsville.
Oh, yeah. So Love and Marriage Huntsville is coming back May 4th, which is a Saturday, 8 o'clock, 7 Central.
You see what I'm talking about? He is caught up. He forgot about that. But this last thing I'm going to get into is Africa. Elaine is in Africa with Jackie and Curtis and Dr. Damon. And she's talking about water wells and everything. And I want you to just hold on.
About my Nigeria trip later on, but I didn't realize that Jackie helped build a school down here. She actually built wells to get water into that village. Jackie has done so much stuff and she never mentioned it. And I just found out when I was here because they spoke of it. I was like, Jackie, why is this not on Married to Medicine? She said, they spoke about it, but they never did play. That's the kind of shit we need to see, for real. Yeah, so Jackie has really, really done a lot for the people here.
Shout out to Dr. Jackie. Shout out to her for doing something so much for the continent Africa. So,
am I tripping? This is not a melody-focused thing. It's just the similarities. They are crazy to me, Carlos. And I don't mean it in a negative way. It's just wow. You want to clap it up for Dr. Jackie for doing things in Africa. You have your own, the star of your show is literally building water wells in Africa. Is that something we're going to see on the show? Because let me just wait. It may be on the show. We'll wait. Okay? We'll wait. Now, I didn't watch The Real Housewives of Potomac, right? But I do know who to go to find clips of what I want to hear. Because I really want to hear what G had to say, and I'm going to talk about that later. But I'm going to let Judy take us out of this post. Because, baby, her wrap up for Robin Dixon is everything that we need. It's your girl, Millie Chun. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
When it comes to Robin, she annoys me the whole time because you want to nitpick at everybody else's life, but you can't even nitpick in your husband's phone because he deleted his messages before you can even get to them. So even if you did have something to find out, you wouldn't because you so open with him. Y'all might as well be in an open marriage because you don't know what he doing, when he doing it, and who he doing it with. That's why you finding out the stuff we finding out about him at the same damn time because you don't even know what your husband got going on because you want to trust him so bad. And every time you trust him, he leads you astray, which is why y'all in the unemployment line together right now as a unit. I don't know if they gonna give y'all double because y'all both unemployed or if they gonna give y'all one because y'all one band, one sound and stupidity. But either way, I'm glad we don't have to see, hear, or know about it anymore outside of a blog that we can keep on scrolling because the hour segment that they was giving you on this show was null and void because you wasn't being honest anyway.